Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So it looks like more hedge fund managers are actually coming out too and saying, look, crypto is the future. Venture capitalist Dan Tapiero, he's saying rapid adoption of crypto now is underway as trillions of dollars wait on the sidelines. Guys, this courtesy of Michael Branch on Twitter. So he's a macro investor and hedge fund manager, Dan Tapiero. He's saying, guys, there is going to be a massive wave of crypto adoption heading our way. But here's the caveat, okay? In a new interview with former Goldman Sachs executive Raoul Pal, Tapiero says traditional retailers and finance giants are all moving into the digital asset space as a means to improve their business. Obviously, if they see a benefit of utilizing cryptocurrencies for whatever reason, these guys are going to jump on board. He says the adoption wave is one of the key differences between now and the previous bear market years ago. So, when we were looking at former bear markets, let me bring up the total market cap here. And just to bring this out, zoom out here, former bear markets, guys, we did not see the interest in cryptocurrency back in around here, back in 2018, 2019, as we are seeing today in 2022, 2023, right? So this wave and this bull move up is going to be a lot more prominent than even in former years when we saw this market move up. How much did it move up? From the bottom in 2018 to the top of the last bull market, we did see that rally. In terms of the total market cap, we did see a rally almost 3,200%. So, what are we going to see this year? Are we going to see an even bigger rally? Are we going to get past $10 trillion in the market cap? That would make for a bigger rally, I guess a 10x from here, roughly 10x. Here's a quote. He's saying, this right now is the beginning of the normie traditional corporate world adoption of Web3, blockchain, crypto, digital assets, whatever you want to call it, it's happening now. At the end of the last bear phase, we didn't have hundreds of companies trying to figure out how to incorporate NFTs into their business model. Now you've got Adidas and LVMH and Nike, all these giant companies on that end. You've also got Franklin Templeton and Fidelity and Blackrock. The buying hasn't happened yet. So guys, that is important. The buying has not happened yet, but they put down their stake and they said to the people in Washington, listen, we control trillions of dollars in assets. Okay, we want an ETF. All right, so that's great, but then that's just a conduit for capital. So they are trying to position themselves in a way so that they can get their money into cryptocurrency with all the regulations checked off. Can you imagine what's going to happen when the people of those institutions understand that this is just the very beginning of what's so interesting about this world? Just buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, I mean, big deal, right? Like, that's great, but it seems they don't have any greater concept for what's going on, which I would call the digitization of all value that exists in the world at some point will sit on a blockchain somewhere in this DAE, digital asset ecosystem, as I call it. That's where we're going. So even the big guys, they know something is up. Franklin Templeton, Fidelity, BlackRock, these guys know that there's something special, but even they don't really understand how big this is going to get. They do know that they want to pour money in. They do have their money on the side. This is why they're, trying to get these ETFs off the ground, because they want to put their money into something that is regulated, and Congress has just been dragging their heels, so they can't actually really invest in cryptos at this moment. I guess we should take a look at some of the usual suspects. Like today, Bitcoin, down a little bit. Let me throw this on the hourly. Guys, just to show you, we are forming on the short term what is looking like possibly a head and shoulders pattern. Right now, we've got Bitcoin trading at about 37,200, so not up much since yesterday. We've got XRP here on the chart, still kind of meandering about in around 61 cents, give or take. So not too much movement for either coin. But that's okay, guys, because we are seeing money moving in. And so, even if it's not the BlackRocks and the Fidelities of the world, people with deep pockets, whales, are taking notice. This one courtesy of XRP Crypto Wealth. XRP Fund attracts millions in inflows. And these are some of the coins that are getting invested in. Cryptocurrency funds have marked a notable week of inflows, with Ethereum, Solana, and other altcoins seeing substantial investments alongside Bitcoin. So we are noticing, what are the numbers here? The most recent data from CoinShares indicate a total weekly inflow of about $175.6 million across various cryptocurrency products, with Bitcoin alone attracting $154.7 million. And guys, up here, some of the coins include Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, and Solana. Bitcoin has remained the preferred choice for investors. Of course, as we know, it's got the name recognition. The cumulative inflows over the past 2 months account for about 3.4% of its total assets under management. This investor interest in Bitcoin is thought to be connected to the prospect of the US-based Bitcoin ETF. So investors keep, at this point, it's still speculation. But notice the coins that they're mentioning here, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Cardano, not BNB coin, which even though it's technically number 3 if we discount Tether, technically number 3 in the total market cap list, but you notice none of these companies are touching BNB coin. It was a big mover in the last bull run. It was actually my best trade. I took some good profits off the table for that one. But notice how they're mentioning, the top cryptocurrencies here, basically excluding BNB coin. They mentioned XRP, they mentioned Solana, they mentioned Cardano. So it is going to be a matter of, I think in a lot of these cases, the people who might know a little bit about crypto, but not too much about crypto, want to play it safe and invest in, they're not going to invest in some kind of strange exotic cryptocurrency, at least not at this point. But guys, this is ultimately good for the entire market. Unfortunately, the SEC has just delivered another blow to the crypto space in the United States, this time attacking the Kraken exchange. So Orlando.btc here on Twitter is just giving us a bit of a lowdown. I'm sure you guys have heard this news. The SEC just filed another enforcement action against Kraken, alleging that Kraken is an unregistered broker-dealer, exchange, and clearing agency. So your favorite startup founder turned crypto lawyer read the 90-page compliant, so you do not have to. It's basically the same allegations against Coinbase. So the SEC is basically taking another crack at the apple, this time in San Francisco. I've written a pretty lengthy breakdown on the Coinbase issue, and so he links it down here, and I will link this in the description of the video if you guys are interested. The SEC alleges Kraken commingled $33 billion of customer assets and $5 billion of customer cash with its own assets, creating what its auditors called a significant risk of loss to customers and leading to material errors to Kraken's financial statement. This seems to me to be a response to FTX. So taking FTX as that example, they probably are saying, okay, well, look at what happened to FTX. So we don't want it to, continue to occur in the US. The SEC is focusing on commingling of funds as a bad fact, especially in light of FTX, to highlight why Kraken customers need the protections and separation of business that come from licensed BDs, exchanges, and clearinghouses. So like Coinbase, the SEC alleges Kraken operated a platform where crypto was sold as investment contracts. And then, guys, they named a whole bunch of investment contracts here that that at least the SEC deem as investment contracts. But note what is absent from this list. So they have ADA, AXS, ALGO, Atom, CHZ, COTI, Dash, FIL, Flow, ICP, Mana, Matic, Near, OMG, Sand, and Sol. So they do not list XRP. It is conspicuously absent from this list, which I think the XRP community should be very happy about. They're not playing any more games with us, I think. I think we're free and clear, but basically, I will link the rest of this in the description if you guys want to read the full thing. Basically, the same thing is happening now with Kraken as was occurring with Coinbase. Now, Tipsy Tiger here bringing this up, couldn't make this stuff up. So just to add on to this story, the head of OTC, so over-the-counter trading at Kraken, who is this person here, Juthika, head of OTC option trading at Kraken. She has continually called XRP a security as late as last week and publicly supported the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple time and time again. This week, that OTC desk is mentioned in the SEC lawsuit against Kraken. So yeah, you can't make this stuff up. Here was the tweet. Ripple and Ripple executives line their pockets by illegally dumping hundreds of millions of XRP onto retail over the years. If they win, it is a testament to just how incompetent at best or corrupt at worst the SEC has been. And then just yesterday, we get the news that Kraken is getting sued. And so Crypto Arsenal obviously took that opportunity to write back. But I think this was actually from 2022. I don't actually think it is recent. But the response obviously was recent from Crypto Arsenal. You can't make this stuff up. Unfortunately, here's Jesse Powell, the founder of Kraken. Message is clear. $30 million buys you about 10 months before the SEC comes around to extort you again. So apparently they paid the SEC $30 million. USA's top decile is back with another assault on America. The masochists haven't been happy with the beatings they've been taking in New York and are shopping for a different flavor in California. I thought we'd settled all concerns for $30 million back in February. Now they're back for seconds. So Jesse Powell admitted they paid the SEC $30 million. It gives you about 10 months, he says, before the SEC comes around to extort you again. Lawyers can do a lot with $30 million, but the SEC knows that a real fight will likely cost about $100 million, as we've witnessed with Ripple. I think it was upwards near 150 or almost 200 million. And valuable time. If you can't afford it, get your crypto company out of the United States war zone. That is Jesse Powell's suggestion here, and Fred Rispoli responding, maybe you should ask Marco what he was doing with the $30 million settlement. Maybe you should file a brief with HODL Law in our Ninth Circuit case where we sued the SEC. Mike Manfield also responding here, you should have had a backbone in the first place. It's okay, I'm sure you can use some of the evidence from the Ripple case like everyone else in crypto. And I mean, at least the Ripple case has set a precedent. And hopefully that will, help a lot of these new lawsuits out with information, I guess, to help combat the SEC. Anyway, guys, that's the latest from Kraken. But apparently there was some other news as well. CZ always knew, retweeted out from John Deaton, Altcoin Daily's tweet here. CZ always knew, he has been telling us this whole time, DOJ seeks $4 billion from Binance for a settlement. So here, just coming on the same day, of the Kraken news, Binance is in talks to pay more than $4 billion. That's billion with a B, to end the U.S. criminal case against it. So, for CZ, this is the biggest crypto exchange in the world. These guys have a lot of money. Binance would be asked to pay $4 billion to settle U.S. Department of Justice accusations of multiple criminal violations, according to a report from Bloomberg. And negotiations between the DOJ and the company, which are also leaving open the possibility that its founder, Changpeng Zhao, would also face U.S. criminal charges. Binance has been under a lengthy investigation by U.S. authorities for money laundering, bank fraud, and violating U.S. sanctions and law. A spokesperson with the DOJ declined to comment. Binance and CZ have faced investigations and accusations on multiple fronts in the U.S., but it is now alleged that, and it has been reported that they are willing to pay $4 billion, and that would represent one of the largest settlements in crypto history. But it's uncertain what other conditions or business requirements may come along with that penalty, according to Bloomberg. John Dean did say, very easy plan to settle at $4 billion. CZ Binance comes out and says he is seriously considering the settlement. BNB and BTC just jumped on the news, creating $4 billion in settlement funds. So it's funny how those things work. And we're just speaking about BNB and how, nobody's really touching BNB coin. Nevertheless, it did jump on the news. Bitcoin did as well. BNB did actually go up about 8.5%, give or take, on the news yesterday. But I mean, that is just amazing. If you got the money, $4 billion, well, I guess you can settle with the U.S. government, the Department of Justice. Anyway, moving along. The SEC has had a hard time, haven't they? 707 Crypto bringing this up too. The SEC Commissioner, Hester Peirce, says Congress is stepping in and has suggested that the SEC will not be the primary regulator for crypto. Listen to this.
Now we're in a bit of an awkward position because Congress has expressed a clear interest in stepping into this space and has suggested that maybe the SEC will not be the primary regulator for much of this stuff. And so it's a little bit harder to do now. But I think whatever we do or Congress does, the point should be, let's bear in mind what the objective is, which is to make sure there's enough information out there for people to make decisions about what they want to do, but also to preserve the ability of people to innovate and think about how to do things in new ways, not to try to force everything that's happening in the crypto world into the traditional finance mold, which is not necessarily the best mold for all of these things. So I hope that we'll turn over a new leaf in this area and take a fresh start.
Well, that would be refreshing, wouldn't it? I like how Congress is saying, maybe the SEC just should not be responsible for this. A very different space than traditional securities. And Gary Gensler obviously has, the story there. I'm happy to see this. However, I'm really curious how, this all does shake out. I mean, I am happy to see that despite the fact that, they're naming all these other cryptocurrencies. Was it there? No, it wasn't there. It was, where was it? It was down here. All these other cryptocurrencies as securities, they have decided that, they're not going to take another shot at XRP. XRP is free and clear, guys. And so, the fact is we're not seeing the price move now. We do know that, big money is waiting on the sidelines. I mean, whales are actively buying XRP and other cryptos, as this report notes here. But, when we talk about institutional money, when we talk about the Blackrocks and the Fidelities and the Franklin Templetons of the world sitting on the sidelines, it is because they have to be very, very careful what they invest in, how they invest. So, this is exactly what Tepiero is saying here. They are doing it via an avenue through an exchange-traded fund. This is why they want to create these exchange-traded funds so that they can, through a legal channel, invest in cryptocurrency, just because Congress has been dragging their feet and, it hasn't transpired yet that there is meaningful regulation yet to, give these guys the confidence to invest in the crypto market. So, all these things pointing to the fact that I think we are going to see an XRP price surge once this market really explodes. And even if it isn't the meaningful institutional money like the Blackrocks and stuff, I think that'll eventually come with more real world utility. I think that'll all kind of happen all at once. At least we've got more building, more utility, and more interest in XRP, guys. Like here from CredFi, they just announced this. We're happy to announce our integration with the XRP ledger. Here's our latest news. So here they're giving us some insight. We're excited to bring more light to what CredFi is trying to achieve in the near future. Expanding the boundaries of traditional finance and blockchain technology is just a small fraction of what we are aiming for. And so an entire blog post here, I will link this in the description of the video for you guys. CredFi Finance is thrilled to announce an integration on the XRP ledger. They list down here, they're unveiling a new era for decentralized finance enthusiasts by offering groundbreaking real-world lending products in the crypto space. This integration into the XRPL network is an open source, energy efficient, and decentralized layer 1 blockchain. It allows DeFi Finance to enrich the DeFi space with its sophisticated financial products and services that enable seamless, secure, and an innovative DeFi experience for all users. The first product to be released in this range allows users to make short-term bridge liquidity loans to a portfolio of SMEs across Europe looking to efficiently fund their fixed costs. DeFi conducts thorough risk assessments of these companies using its bespoke risk engine and attestation from Experian, which has led to zero default so far. So they have a whole rigorous process here. Our strategic use of the XRP ledger, though, transcends a conventional alliance. This is coming from the CEO and co-founder of DeFi Finance. It's a solidification to our persistent dedication to pioneering unexplored avenues in the DeFi sector, ensuring our users have access to secure, flexible, and revolutionary financial solutions. More building on the XRP ledger, and as you guys have probably noted here from this article, this is all happening in Europe. They're talking about the Euro stablecoin here. Up here, I think there was something mentioned about Europe, right, across Europe looking for efficiency funds for their fixed costs. So catering to Europeans because there is a lot of clarity in the rest of the world. We're seeing this already start to formulate, and I feel like this is kind of like a glimpse into our future in the United States, where, this will eventually happen in the US, where we will see more of these financial products delivered over the XRP ledger. We will see meaningful utility, guys. We are still in the first phases of this. Wrath of Kahneman even commenting on the DeFi notice here. The DeFi news holds potential for XRP, the XRPL, small to medium-sized enterprises, lending, bonds, liquidity pools, and RWAs. And so how does it work? So to give you guys a bit of a breakdown, DeFi provides SME loans to the EU, short-term bridge liquidity loans to a portfolio of SMEs. And so from there, they're a fintech with a platform that offers peer-to-peer lending, fiat borrowing, and collateralized real-world assets. There are a couple of chains involved here, including the platform token Credi, used in liquidity pools. Their claim is XRPL forward, using GateHub, the Euro USD, and Bitstamp Euro stablecoins. Significant, they aren't partnered with Ripple, just using the XRP ledger. So this is not ODL. They're moving assets over the XRPL. The DeFi CEO stated strategic use of the XRPL transcends a conventional alliance. So it is a solidification of all things that they are doing here. Also forthcoming NFT bonds. So they're going to be adding more products there. Fractionalized trading. This predates the XRP ledger announcement and likely uses whatever chain their platform was built on. Regardless, though, it does hold potential to increase the system liquidity if necessary. And they have now decided to migrate over to the XRPL or additionally use the XRPL. Something else to watch for, they also claim that they will offer an XRP incentive program at some point. As a DeFi platform, they offer LP staking. So a couple of implications here. 3 stablecoin volumes should be visible on the XRP ledger, bring liquidity to the DEX. AMM should provide synergy. Hopefully bonds and RWAs will make it onto the XRP ledger. It's significant. It's the XRP ledger with no Ripple integrations. So he would love to see RWAs make it onto the XRP ledger. That's just Wrath of Kahneman's opinion. But, that kind of sums it up. And I will link this again in the description of the video, guys. More utility. I mean, there are people who are definitely working on the back end here, who are in the know, who realize XRP is going to be one of those assets that is widely utilized, not just in Europe, but in the US. And so that brings me to this, a Bybit glitch, guys. Another one here. Somebody took a video of their XRP trading platform here. It's XRP to USD, as you guys can see here, courtesy of Alan on Twitter. And check this out, the glitch selling price for XRP. Look at that selling glitch here. Let me just scroll over so you guys can get a better look at that. It's glitching from 62 cents, 62.3 to $37,125 in some cases. So, I mean, this is a video. We've been seeing these glitches occur more and more often throughout 2023. And, you know, I even think that 37,000 price range, I think we've seen that before. So how high does an XRP price have to be to facilitate what's coming down the pike? Certainly more than 61 cents. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.